Would you be able to walk in front of the music box for me? Just want to know that it works. It's like I walk into the room and I look at the one side of the room and it's Happy and she's holding this child. Do you see a little girl that's standing next to me? Is there a little blonde boy that's here? And then I turn to the other side of the room and it's like sadness.
It's not Sarah, is it?
I don't know. Yes. Does she bring kids here? Yeah. That's why there's a portal upstairs. The way that works.
There's someone outside.
There's someone outside? So she's like, when you're a child that's unseen, it's worth having a child because you'll make them seen. Liv!
Hey.
We're on the road again.
On the road again. Don't make me start breaking out the song again. I went to summer camp. I can sing a lot of songs.
We're on our way to the Wilson Castle, which is a popular spot, but we're on our way to Vermont. Gonna go through some mountains, see some pretty trees.
Excited to go to the place in which Bernie Sanders was created.
But yeah, people like to tell us about how bad our audio is in cars, so you're welcome. We're doing another car shot. So this is one of the locations that I've wanted to go to even before the Opera House, because every time, well, A, it's a freaking pretty castle, and I want to go to a freaking pretty castle. But every time I imagine going to this place, which is weird because I was talking to Liv about this, but I have this like reoccurring daydream where I am in the like corridor or like a hallway in the castle, and I walk past this room that I believe is a bedroom, and I see someone walk past the door and they're in like a black dress, and because I see them in my daydream, this is the daydream, I go into this room and it's almost like it starts playing a movie from the past. And on the one side, I see this woman that has this baby and she's like very excited and everything's good and happy. And then I turn to the other side of the room and this woman is then crying over a child. And every time I think about this place, I see this woman and she tells me that she's going to explain things to me because I have a lot of trauma surrounding children's death, like babies dying, because of things that have happened to me and things that have happened to me in my past life. So I have wanted to go to this place for the longest time because of that. And I also thought that this was just a daydream until I started talking to Liv, and she was like, every time I think about this place, I hear babies crying. And I was like, so you're telling me that my daydream is not a daydream and I didn't make that up in my head?
Yeah, a lot of the time souls will help you heal from things or show you a perspective that helps you to heal from things that you've gone through. I've had a couple of readings like that.
Yeah, they make me feel like it's going to be different because I'm physically there, which is why I'm like, we have to go to this place, because we were going to go there before the Opera House, but things happened that prevented us from doing that. So I made it a thing so that we could actually come here. So now we're going now.
It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be so pretty.
Oh yeah, Vermont. I'm so excited about it.
Oh, it's so pretty.
What's he look like?
He's in a tuxedo and he's brown hair. I know I'm facing away from you. He's he looks like a butler, and he didn't flinch when I said that, so you gotta move back so your head's in it. Yeah, there you go.
Move it back for you as well.
What?
Hi, I'm Em!
And I'm Liv, and we're your Meta PsycKicks.
We're in the Wilson Castle!
Wow.
having a sleepover.
Literally a sleepover. I didn't think that when we were here, the owners would be like, "There's cots. You just have to make sure that the fire doesn't go out in the kitchen."
Yeah, they were so
and it'll
chill.
Be fine. There's a coffee maker right there. There's cream in the fridge. Make yourself at home. And I was
Here's
like,
some Wi-Fi.
literally, it's a good time.
Oh, can we go on the swing?
Yes.
Yes. So there are a few kind of haunted locations in the castle itself. The second floor is probably the most active, and then the third floor is the second most active. The floor that we're on right now, the front door, I think that's the front door, right?
Yeah, the front door is in front of us. You can't see it.
And this is the main floor.
Okay.
So I went on the tour.
Yes.
Me and Liv has not gone on the tour, so we're gonna walk around while Liv knows nothing, and she's going to tell you things about the place without knowing any of the history.
Yeah. So it's interesting because if you pan to where we are behind you, remember when we were in the car and I told you that there was people that were in the like Clue game?
It looked like this.
Literally just like this. And I thought this place was gonna be like bare bones walls and like stone. So in my mind, there was a older woman standing back here who was a little more like busty and matronly. And there was a younger girl who was standing in front of her here holding a son who was like 2-3-ish. There was a man who was standing here who was younger, like 30s-ish. And he, I feel like was the husband of the woman that was standing there. And then there was an older man over there and maybe someone over there. But it looked very like Clue-ish.
I mean, it does.
This is what I saw. But they make me feel it's like it's Clue, you know? Like Colonel Mustard did it with the
Amada
in the conservatory. That's what they make me see. I see like, and it's like a generationally kind of like family where it's like aunts and uncles and then like grandparents and things like that. So it might be like a mother and a daughter live there with with like her husband, and then like there's like cousins or stuff like that.
So the castle was started back in 1885. It was for a Dr. John Johnson and his wife Sarah Robbins. So he was the native Vermonter. This was the doctor's family's farmland, and she was an English lady. Her and her family had all the money that was required to build the castle. So the doctor was a holistic medicine healer, and no knock on that profession, but view him as an opportunist and a snake oil salesman. And he met Sarah, realized that she was extremely wealthy, thought that her family was of nobility. He married her and brought her to Vermont. They moved in, they had a little boy named Elliot. Elliot was born in 1889, and then they employed a staff of 39 people. Now, everything was still being funded, the upkeep, the staff, and the heat to live here in the winter by the family in Europe. And after 8 years of that, they cut it all off and told the doctor, "You're on your own." When the word got to the doctor, he was very upset about it, and believe it or not, packed his bags and left her the very next day. So this is the library. It used to be the billiards room, and this is where the men would have hung out. This is the smoking lounge over here, which is where men could have had more of a private conversation. We do have 13 fireplaces. This room has 2 of them, and if you were to use them all, the house burns a full quart of wood every single day.
I know that there was a family called the Cummins family that lived here. And I asked Denise if they worked with the railroad because the man that stepped forward when she said the family's name he looked like Theodore Roosevelt, but like bigger. Mm-hmm. And I asked her if she knew what he looked like. And I was like, he either looks like Teddy Roosevelt or he was alive during the time when Teddy Roosevelt was the president. And we tried to look it up, but the Wi-Fi doesn't work in the kitchen. So, but I think Mr. Cummins did a lot of business in here because he worked for the railroad as far as I'm concerned, even though Denise couldn't confirm nor deny that. So it's interesting. He did a lot of like railroad things, and I think it was more like Vanderbilt type things, like more businessy type things than like mechanical stuff. And it wasn't like trade, it was like the railroad, all of it as a whole, not just like specific things of it, which is why he's like proud of himself. But I feel like over here in this little room, there's like a little boy playing.
This is the place where people smoke. or had smoked.
Ah, okay.
So this is the more private room, and they would smoke and talk.
I think it's funny because I feel like there used to be a little boy that would stay in here so that he could listen to what the men were saying. Because it's behind
That's
the wall,
funny.
you know, like you can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I feel like he's like 3 to 5, maybe more like 5. But
There's
he's
a lot
very
of children here.
mischievous, and he had his brown hair, and he's wearing like little knickers. where, like,
Knickers?
it has like little copper buttons on either side where like the suspenders hook
Yeah.
into it, and his shirt is tucked in, but he's trying like really hard because he wants to hear what the men are talking about. Just really cute.
So this is the French Renaissance drawing room. It's where the ladies would have hung out back in the day. And everything in this room was brought in by Colonel Wilson. He was a radio engineer. He built, fixed, and installed radio stations and transmission lines all over the world and would gather these items in order to display in the house. There hasn't been a wild amount of paranormal activity that was reported on this floor. However, as we go through, I'll tell you some of my favorite stories or some of the things that have happened to me personally. A couple of things of note on this floor is I was working down in the basement, cleaning that up for a few years, and 2 nights in a row at 7 o'clock I heard footsteps coming down the hallway. The first night I raced up the back stairs expecting somebody to be here and actually excited that I wasn't the only one here. No one, not even a car up here. So I went back downstairs, and then it happened again the second night in a row, and I was like, no way. I actually sat out in the fountain by the front, and I was like calling somebody. I was like, I gotta like chill out for a few minutes before I go back down there. It has also been reported that there is a spirit that likes to hang out over here in this corner, and that she's holding a handbag and watching the front door. The interesting thing is that was told to us by a couple different people, and Mrs. Wilson, Denise's grandmother, would do that same very thing. She would sit over here in the corner, holding her handbag, watching the front door, keeping an eye on guests as they came and went. So it's kind of interesting when somebody had made that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is Sarah the one with the dark hair? Because I see one with dark hair.
A spirit with dark hair.
Mm-hmm.
To
It's
be
like
honest with you, we don't know. I can't tell you for sure.
Oh, got you.
We've never seen a photo of John or Sarah.
Got you. Because I see a woman with dark hair that's kind of straight, and it comes down to like the middle of their arm.
Okay.
And I always see her sitting at a table drinking tea.
Huh. This would have been kind of the tea room of the day. Like ladies would have hung out and conversed and had maybe tea. This is like the fancy living room, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, it's interesting because there's so much or so little of the Johnsons that we actually know still. But it is our goal to find out more. The fact that they had children was just new information as of like 4 or 5 years ago to us. And they did have a little boy 2 years before Elliot, who was born in 1887. And he unfortunately died 6 months after birth of spinal meningitis. It is thought, part of the theory with the whole spirit activity here is that Sarah, she's mourning the loss of that little boy. And that he didn't live in the house, but once her and her husband John moved in, that she was still mourning over that. We'll head into the music room. I have a very interesting story that just happened to me personally in this room. So this is no jokes last Thursday. And I'm opening the castle up in the morning. It's 9:30 in the morning. No doors, windows open or anything. It's pretty cold outside. This gust of wind comes. And I'm at the front desk going through the book. The music box turns on. Now it didn't just like turn on for a split second. It played for 30 full seconds. Now,
Does someone have to turn
I'm
it
a
on?
skeptical believer, right? So in my mind, instantly, I know that the only way to play that is, especially for that long, is for somebody to have wound it. Because the only way to stop it is to let it play itself through.
I see a woman that did that.
So let me play it for you guys. And now it's beautiful sounding, but if you don't expect it to go off and you're standing in the hallway. So instantly when that happened, I'm not joking you, I called Denise, the owner, and I'm like, thanks for playing a prank on me. I thought she had ran out the front door. She goes, I'm still at my house. My jaw just dropped onto the floor. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I spoke to you later that day too.
Oh, did I tell you the story? I was like on edge that day. And 20 minutes after this happened, I hear a thump upstairs. And the only thing I could think about is like, it's gonna be one of those days, right? So this is what it sounds like. It's terrifying if you don't expect it.
Oh, it's so creepy.
Yeah.
The art gallery is 34 feet to the top, and it did contain the Johnsons' collection of fine art. Now, all that artwork was given to the staff at the very end of their employment. So Sarah basically told her 39 help, come into the art gallery and take whatever of my husband's art you want. And she gave it all away. So we do have a fountain here at the very end that sat out in the very front. We have 4 scrolls that are about 800 years old, and those are done of rice paper. So this room is used for functions and events now. So we don't really have any fine art per se anymore, but some beautiful things still.
Can you turn that off? Thank you.
Goodness gracious. I was like, is it me? Did I do something? Is my fat ass moving something?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are in the gallery, so apologize for the echo because the ceiling is like really up there, my dude. But we're in the gallery because Liv wants to do the flashlight things and ask some questions.
Next to you.
You can do whatever you want.
Great. Yeah, I don't know. They just told me that we should go to the gallery, so here we are.
So we got the REM pod out in front of us. We have a music box out in the music room that is right behind us. And then we have 3 flashlights on the couch right there.
Oh, music box in the music room.
I see what you did there.
So are there ladies that want to talk to us?
Is there a woman walking behind us in the music room?
Would you be able to walk in front of the music box for me? Just want to know that it works. Thank you.
Poop your pants.
Because I saw her too.
I know, she's being very respectful because she wants to see what we're doing.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
That's going really fast
It's
too.
fine. I was doing that when I put it down.
Can you make it stop, please? Oh, they're gonna make a cacophony.
I'm sorry. She's like, I don't know what to do. This thing isn't mine. I apologize. Sorry, I saw her like.
Are you Helen or are you Lois? If you're Helen, could you make the music box go off again?
You can do stuff with the flashlights too, like yes, no, maybe.
Left to right, yes, no, maybe. Her dress skirts move behind us. Across the floor, you know.
Mm-hmm. Is the man that walked in here with me, would you want to talk to us? Absolutely not. Sorry. Did anyone move?
No.
Did you hear the sound?
No, I heard this like.
Well, you heard the click, but then after it was a sound. No?
No,
Okay.
I didn't hear that either.
Was there a portal in this house?
Is there a portal in our cabin? Let's be honest.
Is there a portal in our cabin that gives me the spins?
Yes.
It's bad. Is there a portal in here? Turn that off for yes. Please. Please. Is it a portal like it is in the Opera House? Okay, so it's a portal that people go in and out of?
Is it on the veranda?
Is it in the closet that they say it is in? Is it in the front door?
Is it on the 3rd floor?
Interesting. Because when when you say that, it's like the upstairs is separate from everything.
Yeah. That's why when we see it, we only see it as like being new.
Yeah.
I also remember when they told us Mr. Wilson didn't want anybody going up there. Is that the reason Mr. Wilson didn't want anybody going up there?
No.
He's like, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
It's not that he didn't want people going up there. He's like, it's just that when people did go up there, they weren't like. Yeah, he's like, it's that people they didn't ask if they could go up there. He's like, so like that wasn't, you were alive when the tour started happening here, right? Or you knew about, yeah.
Yes.
So you didn't want the tours to be used for exactly what we're doing right now, right? You wanted them to be for educational purposes. Yes. So when people started going upstairs or asking you about it, you didn't say yes or no. They just started going up there. So it's not that you said that they couldn't go up there. It's that when you found out, you were like, why are they going up there? It's not a part of the tour, right?
Well, people make it scary.
Yeah, and it's not supposed to be. So when he found out people were going up there, he's like, yeah, it's not a part of the tour. That's not where any of the history is.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you going up there? And they're like, it's because it's spooky. And he's like, no, that's not how it works. Is that correct? Were they stealing? Okay. Were they stealing things?
Stealing things?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I think they used it for storage up there.
Oh.
Were people stealing things, or were you worried that people were going to steal things because it wasn't a part of the tour? Were they just being vagabonds? Yes. Hooligans! He's like, it's not a part of the tour. They don't need to go up there.
Yeah.
They were making it into something that it's not. Exactly. Yeah. He's like, so it's annoying.
Yeah,
I didn't say
that it was. They're making it scary, but the way you guys see it is literally like.
He's
golden.
hiding something, but he's not hiding anything.
Yeah, because I see it like it's almost like it's a different dimension.
Yeah.
It's like literally there are things happening up there that's separate than the rest of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like people want it to be scary, but it's literally laced in golden light.
Oh wait, is that why when you were alive and then when you passed, like why you didn't want people to go up there? Because Lady Johnson didn't want people to go up there. It's not that she didn't want them to, but it's just not for people to be. Because of the spiritual like work that she's doing up there. She was like using you kind of to keep people out. Or does it not matter?
Does she bring kids here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's a portal upstairs. She want me to say like she
It's
finds
the
like
beacon.
lost souls. Yeah, and she like teaches them because you're talking about school.
Oh no, it's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he had a radio tower.
Yeah.
That's why the light is there.
Yeah.
He can see the light through the radio tower.
That's why there's so many kids here. It's not that she's protecting them, she's making them seen. Mm-hmm. It's so cute. Ugh, this place is great.
Yeah, it
It's
feels
really
like it's
cute.
like the beacon on my tower. The
Yeah.
radio tower.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay if we go upstairs? You can turn it off for yes.
Okay, because he's like, I keep turning it on for yes, but it's already on.
Yeah. Just to clarify, for the people on the internet that you like, is it okay if we go upstairs?
I feel like if we treat it like we did with Sarah's room, it would be okay.
Oh, for sure.
Would that be okay?
Is there anyone still here?
There's so much blue and golden light upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot happening upstairs.
Yeah. I was like, should we just not even go up there because we're gonna like just mess it up?
Turn it off for yes.
If we should not go upstairs. Okay.
Okay.
God, it's so cute.
What?
Yeah, I know. I was asking if being upstairs she could raise her son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Said that you can hear them all throughout the house. I always say if you're on the 3rd floor, you can't hear anything that happens down here because there's so much space between the 2 floors. Now this is the formal dining room. Everything for the most part is original furniture-wise to the Johnsons in this room, the original owners. The table and chairs, the 2 servers, the buffet, all the curtains, the drapes, the coat of arms, they're all from that family.
Mm-hmm.
The area back here is the butler's pantry. It also connects to the kitchen. And then there's a tiny little room on the left which was for arranging flowers. So the house had a flower arranging room.
Mm-hmm.
From here we'll go...
This is where the woman was. The middle seat right here. And I always see her sitting at a table drinking tea.
Huh. This would have been kind of the tea room.
That's where I saw her before we got here.
Oh,
okay. Walking in here was a little weird for me. So I was like, oh god, this is exactly the table I saw. Yeah, so it's that middle seat where the fireplace is. That's where she was sitting with her tea.
So we're gonna go up the back stairs and we're gonna go all the way up to the 3rd floor and then we'll kind of work our way down.
Sounds good.
So this is the entire 3rd floor. It's the most infamous floor in the castle only because it is not shown during the day.
So the way that these rooms are set up is not how it was set up before. They just put stuff up here for more like photo options.
yeah,
But the
no.
windows up here are so pretty.
Really
They
shoes.
told me it was finished.
I mean, they might have. I don't know.
I'm sure it was finished before.
Well, there's wallpaper on here with flowers.
I don't
can't-
think they told us it wasn't finished.
Oh,
No,
They
it
just
was-
don't have like furniture and stuff
It
up
wasn't
here.
completely finished.
So I don't
What do you
know.
mean by finished? Like
Like, this is when they
renovated?
stopped, like,
I don't think they
Oh,
used
yeah. They ran out of
the
money.
3rd floor as what they intended it to be.
Did anybody just hear that?
Yes.
You heard a man's voice?
Yeah. Sorry.
I physically heard it.
I know. Every time I hear something like that, I write it off. I heard it.
Did you hear it from your left ear?
No, I heard it behind Russell.
Oh.
Oh, thanks. Great.
Sorry.
It was almost like if someone was laughing, like a okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it also could have been words.
Behind you.
Yeah, no, this place was finished. I don't know why.
This was supposed to be the ball then.
Did you talk?
That wasn't me.
Okay.
Is that what you asked?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like they wanted to have a school here. Okay, I was
keep
talking to
hearing-
Denise about things that she could do with this place because her family member wanted to talk to her about her inheriting it because many people would see this and be like, this is a money pit, we just need to tear it down. But that's not how I feel, and that's not how she feels, and a lot of other people feel. So one of her family members popped in to tell me that her making the decision to take on such a monumental task as restoring, not necessarily renovating, but restoring and keeping this in her family is important. However, she needs to expand upon, and I could be wrong, but this is what the reading was, she needs to expand upon the creative ideas in which she can continue this place. And one of the things is they use the understanding of how our riding instructor, how he kept the barn alive for his family, which was that his wife who passed didn't want laughter and children to vanish from the barn when she was gone. And it's interesting because they were telling me that you could make this like a camp or a place for children to be. Because she used to come here in the summers with her brother as a family home, but they could also make this a family home for children.
Yeah.
Like camps or like...
They told us there was a whole bunch of little children that run around and that Sarah helps protect them, keeps them safe.
It's so cute because that's what they're telling me. That's why she had me tell them
there's
that.
little children up here that laugh.
Yeah, there was one behind Janelle over
I
there.
keep hearing giggling.
Yeah, right?
And
It
then
echoes through echoes and it runs in one direction.
Yeah, but I heard it physically over there
Yeah.
Just a second ago.
a minute ago, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Okay.
They used to do like big concerts and stuff out in the front lawn too. I think they did a couple concerts out there as well. So like they've had like big events here before.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago.
This one?
Yep.
Sorry.
This is so freaking cool.
Right?
Well, the doorways are small though too. It's like perfect for children. I don't know, did she want to have an orphanage or something?
It's like a little hideout where they can like run around.
Sarah didn't?
I mean, they didn't say anything about it. But I feel like Sarah loves children.
You know, like when they showed me two different things and explained it to me. You know, like when hens will take their babies and like put them underneath their legs and then like sit on them. I saw a woman over there in a dress and a long black and white skirt, and there was children and they ran underneath her skirts and she like put them there and then like vanished. Which is really cute.
So for the historical tours, we don't use this floor at all. And for that reason, we're actually not trying to do any quote unquote beautification of it. So the whole goal of this entire level is to stop any further damage, get rid of all the buckets collecting the water, but to retain the aesthetics that it has. So we do kind of like this for the paranormal stuff, but also for photography shoots. So that's why it's set up kind of like you see. This was never originally like this. The thing with the third floor is it seems to be the second most active floor. So the second floor is going to be your number one spot. Second floor or third floor, it seems to be that children like to play up here.
Okay.
So
yeah, I hear children laughing up here.
They're more active during the day.
Hide.
So spend some time up here. There's no electricity up here, so once it's dark, it's very dark. So I was bringing a group up here about a month ago, and it had just gotten dark, right? And the entire time we're up here, I feel like somebody's watching us, but from very close. Like not from like from right here, close to me, but following us the entire time. And I never mentioned it to the group, but I was on edge the entire time. I've never felt like that up here. And I'll come up here by myself, in the dead of winter when no one else has been up on the property, just to check on it and make sure not birds in here or whatnot. I've still never felt like that. So it was very, very odd.
Were you like uncomfortable?
I was, but the thing is,
Was the guy nervous?
there was
Like
4
angry?
or 5 other people up here with me, so I knew like I was fine.
Yeah.
But I was still like wanting to just go downstairs very quickly.
I see this angry man.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so here's the theory. The theory with John and Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
the original owners, is that Sarah is loving all
Yeah.
of this. She loves her story being told,
Yeah.
and she's become a celebrity now.
Mm-hmm.
So for the longest time, she was not liked here in this community because her and her husband never provided any funds to build this to the local people, and they never bought anything locally from anyone to build it. So the theory is that they were actually hated in this town, but now, 100 and something years later, people love her again. You guys are wanting to know her and wanting to talk to her. Her husband, though, on the other hand, hates all this. So John doesn't like people here in his home. His story is being exposed,
Ah,
where
yeah.
hers is being told. So, but she wears the pants. He doesn't. He knows he did her wrong, and she controls everything now. So that's kind of the dynamics that's happened, and that's consistently what's being told to us. So that's what made it more realistic and real to me. Because the skeptic in me is wanting to believe, but until you throw me with some concrete evidence, it's hard. So
Sarah's the one that lost the baby, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So it's thought that she is mourning the loss of that, the child, but also mourning the loss that her husband purely used her as a key to his dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, there just was a lot of sadness for her when she was here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of theories involving the Johnsons, but one thing that was mentioned and said is that she really was not seen in the community. So whatever reason she chose to kind of keep herself here in this house, or John chose to keep her away from everyone. So
Got you.
they're like the holy grail couple. If we could find information on them, it would be amazing.
Yeah, because on our way here, I was telling them about how there was a woman that told me to come to this location because she lost her baby here. Because I have a lot of trauma with losing children. So she was like, I'm going to show you the understanding of this location.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have that on film earlier. And then I turned to the other side of the room, and this woman is then crying over a child. And
This is the most infamous room in the entire castle. It is considered the ballroom. However, we do not believe it was actually used for a ball. It does contain the transport casket. This is probably the creepiest thing in the castle. So a funeral home had given it to us to use as a Halloween prop for the haunted house. And they did tell us that it had been used quite a few times to transport your body from the place of death to the funeral home, and then this would go back for the next person. So recycled many, many, many times. It's used now just as a trigger object. So feel free to put equipment around it, inside of it, whatever. We did allow people to get inside of it years ago, but that practice has been ended just because we want to preserve it for many, many more years.
No, Sam, the guy who used to tour at the Opera House, he said he got into it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of people were in and out of that.
He told us he got an attachment from it.
Oh no.
Yeah, he said everything's good, but he got an attachment from doing it.
Interesting. It doesn't feel that bad.
So we had bunches of bodies being transported in that one thing.
Yeah, but there's more like love around that. Because they like loved the person that was. I don't know. It's interesting.
It is. No way.
So this is the cedar room, just because it's lined all in cedar planks. And then my favorite room in the house is the tower, or the circle room. Now you'll see that there's a baby carriage. We also have a wheelchair in the next space. They were just props for the floor for photography, so they have no connection to the castle.
No, it's funny because I was just telling her, I was like, the past couple of days, like, I was thinking about a room with like windows like this.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was walking into it.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just really weird.
Oh no, the windows are all curved too. I don't know if you guys noticed that. So I will warn you, we get a lot of these pictures all the time, and I'm not saying that some of them aren't spirits, because they very well could be. But if you're taking pictures from the outside looking up at the tower, these curved windows have distorted images or pulled like a tree branch, and people
Yeah.
may think that it's a spirit. So just be very careful with that. But this is a great room for doing investigations, for sending people around. Definitely do some work up on this floor.
Liv is going in and getting coffee, and we've decided to walk around the castle in complete darkness. This is Russell's night vision camera, so we're gonna see what we see.
I should have brought my other tripod.
And then in front of us is the chair. It's this way.
That's the right.
Oh yeah, that's the round room. I can't see shit. Just whatever's in there.
On that camera.
Yeah, it's too much light. Okay, we're in here. This place is so beautiful. Something was walking behind me.
Was that you that was walking?
Yeah, someone walked up to me and I could feel someone standing over me that was taller than me.
Interesting.
Because I was like, I heard your footsteps, but I heard them behind me. So I was like, whoa, whoa.
Could you make a knock for us? Yeah, let's see what we can do here. Let's see if maybe we'll catch something. Oh.
There's children in here.
Yeah.
They're really tiny children. They're like maybe 2-3 feet tall.
See like dust up here, but I just see something like over right through here. Yeah, it's just
That's where I think the children are coming in. There's 2 of them.
Should I flip that?
an orb or something.
Should I flip that screen back around?
Yeah,
No.
probably.
So this seems to be the most active area, okay? So how I usually describe it to people, even during the day, that have questions about the paranormal activity here, I usually say that it starts or follows kind of a diagonal line. It cuts through this second floor. So it goes from the pink bedroom in the corner there, through this pool hall area, into the teal bedroom. There is activity in both of the other spots, the other 2 bedrooms, but these will give you the most activity. We do have 2 master bedrooms, one for her and one for him. That's not because he didn't love her. He loved her money, but it was typical and common back then for them to have 2 separate spaces. The ceiling above the table here is a Fool-the-Eye ceiling that was painted by a gentleman named Giuseppe Cioppini, and him and his crew were here for 4 years painting all these ceilings. So there's no wallpaper that was used on the 1st or 2nd floor. So there has been 2 deaths that have been reported in the castle. One was in the guest room, and then the other one here was a man named Dick Ettinger, and he was cleaning here in the early spring. They were getting ready to open the castle up, and he was oiling the banister here. He had a heart attack, fell right onto the floor, and passed away right here. his spirit is here. It comes through a lot. He was very, very playful and a joyful person. So I would be shocked if he didn't try to make contact with you guys. Another thing before I forget, Colonel Wilson, his trigger seems to be anything involving communication. So if you guys bring up anything involving radio or Morse code or anything like that, that's what will get him talking.
Yeah,
so this is Sarah's room. Sarah chose nice dark Jamaican mahogany. Her very own bathroom is beyond the curtain here, and then in the corner is the parapet. It's a little reading room for her. Believe it or not, this is her bed and her dresser. So these two items have never left the room since they were brought in 1892. The closet has a built-in dresser, and then there are call buttons located on the walls between the door, and that will call over to the staff in the other wing of the home that we were just in. This has always been considered the most haunted room in the house. So since the 1970s, guests would pull the various tour guides aside to say that they'd seen a lady looking out these windows. And they'd also maybe sense a sadness or a heaviness in this room that they didn't get anywhere else.
Ooh, is this? I don't know. I don't like this one. Is this the one that's weird?
What do you mean? This is not the one that I cried in, or almost cried in.
Okay. They're telling me that it's not, but I don't like it.
Sarah's room.
It smells bitter.
It's sad in there.
It's sad.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Can someone come in first?
Yeah.
I don't.
Stare at your beautiful face.
I don't like it.
The dolls creep me out, that's all.
This is the most active room in the house.
Yeah, I immediately feel very lightheaded. Do people hear people screaming in here?
I hear them.
You hear them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like in my head, and it's not. It's like when I grew up and there was yelling in the house. It's like that type of yelling. Like, get out of my room, leave me alone screams. Because I know a lot of people on the internet are like screaming like aggressive, whatever, but it's more like, no, just get away from me screaming. She says that's where she mourned the loss of more than just her child.
What do you mean?
She lost a lot,
Yeah.
and I know about it. So it makes it harder.
What do you mean?
It makes it harder for me to feel like I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we'll have to come in here later so I can just think and talk to her, because she's just telling me about all of the things that went through her mind when things happened.
Yeah.
So it's not a single thought, it's a lot. So I think we're gonna have to come in here and just be very quiet and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think people listen. Okay, yeah, let's go to a different room before I start crying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We came up here and I was like, oh God, everything's fine. I'm not gonna cry in front of this man.
Colonel Wilson wanted nothing to do with any ghosts or haunted reputation. Mrs. Wilson was a Christian Scientist and didn't believe in ghosts. And he also didn't want his family to be afraid to live here or his guests to be afraid to come. So any talk of that was swept under the rug. It has been said that he divulged some information to a tour guide in the 1970s that he had seen a lady walking around in here in a period dress. So he may have seen her, but yes, just wasn't willing to let the family know. So all I would describe this room now is there's a different story for every square inch of space, and that there's a lot of different theories involving her and different areas of this room. Behind me right here, this closet is reported to be the portal. So I used to not know what a portal was, and I used to kind of laugh that off. I know a little bit about what it is. Do I believe that there's something going on crazy with this space? Hell yes, absolutely. There's something nefarious here. So it is said that Sarah watches and makes sure that whatever's coming and going out of here is safe.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, in my eyes, my opinion, her spirit hides out in that bathroom during the day. Bathroom, the floor isn't the best, so we do keep people out of there. They can peek in, but you still can't see all the way to the back wall.
Mm-hmm.
So it is my theory that she kind of hides out there. She has been known to pull the curtains aside, so I'll just demonstrate it to you guys. Where she'll do this, and then the curtains have also come all the way out where they're parallel to the floor. And they've been sucked into this room. Now there's been no wind at all. You'll look outside and the trees are like dead still. I've also seen a black kind of blob of like not a shadow figure per se, no head or feet, but just like right here between the two curtains. This area right here is said to be something going on right here in front of the parapet. And again, the theory to all this is Sarah's mourning the loss of her little son, Leslie, who died just 6 months after birth. Mm-hmm. So, people have gotten some pretty crazy pictures in this room, and they'll use the mirrors. So we always suggest people during the day snap 3 pictures in a row. Doesn't have to be in this room, it could be any of these rooms, but you'll get some pretty wild stuff. Now, me personally, I got 15,000 photos of this place, and I don't believe I have a spirit in any of them.
Got you.
But I also don't really drill and look for them
Sit there and
either.
wait.
So
EVP 1006. Sarah's room. Sarah's room.
So when we were in here earlier, I feel overwhelmed and like there's a lot of things racing through my mind. So it's hard for me to try and talk to Sarah because I feel like no one's actually sat down and listened. They just want to get results, as paranormal investigators I feel like often do. So as mediums, Em and I are going to see what we can hear from her actually, and decipher what she has to say and just be quiet, respectful, and listen. And we're also going to be having EVPs over there. So if she wants to say something, hopefully we'll catch it. And it doesn't have to be super loud or take a lot of energy, as long as that can pick it up. So while I was talking, what'd you get?
Do you see a little girl that's standing next to me? She's like this tall.
Yeah.
Her hair is like this long.
Yeah. Is it split into 2 braids? Or
Mhm.
like, it's not even like, it's like pigtails.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have pink ribbons in it?
Yeah, she's in like a pink or red dress. Because I thought Sarah would sit next to me, but there's this little girl, and I don't know who the little girl is.
It's not Sarah, is it?
I don't know. Yes.
It's easier for her to talk about things as a child. Yeah, I know, it's for you. It's fine. It has one of those toy duckies that you like pull on a string and it like makes the noises. And she's talking about her parents telling her about ships. So maybe that's how her family made money when she was a little girl. Which is why she wanted to come here, because the one time she could go on one of her ships. Because as a girl, you weren't allowed to travel really, or like go on ships. So they told me downstairs that when we walk into the castle, around the steps where the carriages would pull forward, there's this big giant eagle, and it looks to the left, and it's like golden, and it's symbolic of their family from England. I feel like it's probably like a crest or a symbol, but I feel like it's more than that.
Oh, hold on a second.
Sorry. The little girl is telling me things.
Yeah, I know. They're not talking to me.
And it's a lot. Go on, you can keep talking. Just gonna whimper over here.
I know, that's why I'm talking.
Yeah, there's this little girl here, and she's telling me about childhood trauma.
Yeah. Do you
She's
wanna
like,
write
I
things
understand
down?
you so much. Sure.
Yeah, I'll just keep talking. You write stuff down. They're talking to you. So the eagle was important for their family. And I don't know, it looks to the left, and I feel like that's symbolic of them looking like towards the future, which is really cool. I thought it was because they were looking back over the sea, but I think for them to be looking over the ocean, the eagle would have to be looking the other way. So I think it's more of like looking towards opportunity, like the things that you don't know, but it's gonna be fine. And that wasn't how it was for her. So it's really hard. So you can understand that when we walk in here as mediums, what you get is racing thoughts, because when you have such horrible and just uprooting things going through your mind, you can't get a single thought out, you know? So that's why I think it's important that we just listen in this room and see what actually has to be said. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I just feel all this little girl's emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's telling me about losing a child. Which is why I'm like visibly upset, because
I know you don't like to be touched, but I also don't know what to do.
Yeah, so I really just want to hug you.
yeah, I just can't say stuff because it's not my story to tell. So, I don't know, I have a lot of trauma surrounding children dying. So, Sarah, I don't know, I feel like she made me come here. Because she just like understands what it's like. So she has this like, there's this little girl in here, and this little girl is telling me about like how she pictured her life. And she got married to this man who treated her like shit. And the only thing that she ever wanted was like a child. And she got one, but losing one was too much. And losing one like that you physically had for 6 months is a lot. So she's making me feel all of that, but in the most understanding way. And it's a lot. But that's why there's so many children here. And I feel like she had like some sort of grandfather or something. But I don't know. Do you see an older man with this little girl?
Is he nice or not nice?
He's nice. Why do you see traumatic things with this little girl? I feel like there were traumatic things that happened. I feel like her parents may not understand her, but I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just trying to mediate my emotions.
Because I'm crying.
Yeah, we can both cry. Come on, that's not cool.
That's good for you two.
It's not
It
metal
brings
enough.
the people in.
Yeah,
no, they told me that it was gonna be like this. Should have given a warning, you know?
No, she just makes me feel similarly, because it's like she was given this opportunity and the resources to build something. Because a lot of people don't understand that as women, you literally have the ability to create a freaking human. And that's a big thing. And I feel like a lot of people just write it off, which is fine. Some people don't feel maybe as strongly as we do about children and like creating an actual life. But Sarah does. She gets it and we get it. So being able to come from a family that could give you the opportunity to do a lot, especially as a woman, and then marrying the man that you thought you could actually create things with, and then finding out that the person that you wanted to build a life together, like build a life literally across the sea, across the ocean to a new place, to build things. That's like, no pun intended, the foundation of happiness. And when she found out that like he actually wasn't trying to build things, he was trying to use the guise of building things to just like squander what he didn't understand away. And that's just like a double-edged sword, because he wants to like combat that statement, which we'll talk about. But it's like she had all of these bricks to build things with, and he saw that pile of bricks, and instead of taking them with her to build things, was just like yeeting them out. So she's like, okay, the only thing left that I can do is pretend it's okay and have kids. So she did. So when one of them was taken from her, that was the last straw, because everything else was taken from her too. So it's a lot, right?
Yeah. She's like very similar to me in a lot of different ways. Which is why she's showing me this child, because she's telling me about my childhood trauma. Was the
I feel like she takes the children that passed from around this area locally and helps them. That's who the kids are upstairs.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like children that died in like orphanages and like bad circumstances, because that's just how it was back then.
What happened to her when she was young?
Those souls.
Sorry.
What happened to her when she was
I don't know, she just said that's why I have so many kids here, because I wanted to make a better life for them. Because I didn't feel seen when I was a kid.
Yeah, those kids still aren't seen. That's why they're here.
Yeah.
That's why when we were upstairs on the 3rd floor, everything looks golden. And that's why people are like, it's not finished, it's not finished. It is.
Yeah.
And it was actually like physically finished, but that's why I see it finished when we go up there, because that's how they see it now.
Yeah, it's like she wanted to do it right. That's why she had children. She wanted to have them be seen. That's why Elliot was so happy here.
Did she like hum like the same song often after her second child passed?
I think it was before.
That's what-
Yeah, because the humming was too much after. Because I feel like she hummed her to sleep, or him to sleep. Yeah, because she played the same thing that she shows me in that other room where she has a baby and she's doing this, but then on the other side she stops humming.
Like the humming is bad. Like when you hear a song that used to make you happy and then it makes you sad.
Yeah. Do you have questions for the EVP?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're doing an EVP session unless you have anything else for her. But that's why there's a little girl here.
Yeah, it's her when she's smaller. It's easier for her to talk to you that way.
Well, she's a kid because she's trying to tell me things about my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was a kid, I wasn't seen. And she's like, I don't want her to make me cry again. She's like telling me
She wants to hold your hand.
that's good. Yeah, she's like, it's worth the risk of having a child. It's worth it. So she's like, when you're a child that's unseen, it's worth having a child because you'll make them seen.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it doesn't work out and it hurts you,
It's worth it for them.
it's still worth it. And that's a lot.
Well, it's okay.
You want to cry.
I know, I'm
gonna make
trying
you cry.
really hard not to. This is the biggest poker face I've
It'll
ever
make
had.
me less weirded out.
I
Do it. Tell
already
her.
am. I'm macho man crying. Look.
It's
Look.
just going down your eyes.
Yeah. It's going. It make it scream like the hot sauce from SpongeBob. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Macho man Randy Savage cry. Come here. It's gonna be okay.
You're gonna be okay.
After I see your mom.
Gross.
I love you.
I love you.
It's hard when you don't like physical contact because I like physical contact.
It's okay. It just will make me cry more, probably.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, she's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
She's great. I really like the castle. But yeah, I felt like I've had to come here for months. But every time I think about her, she makes me cry, so I knew I was gonna cry when I came here.
Does she want people to continue coming here for ghost hunting reasons or ghost investigation, paranormal investigation
It
reasons?
depends on the people. There's people that come here that try to make it scary, and it's not scary.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be scary.
they don't want people to bring scary things here because
Yeah.
it's not a scary place.
It's a wreck.
Does she have anything else to say?
Do you have questions?
Do any of you have questions for the EVP? Were we able to help in any way? Not even just you, but just in general by listening?
She says I was able to help you.
Mm-hmm. I heard thank you.
Do you hear someone back there?
Someone where?
There was someone in the, you could hear them in the other word go.
Oh, humming?
Yeah.
I thought that was you.
Yeah, I thought it
No,
was you too.
that was behind Anthony. It was in
I was
another
getting ready to
room.
clear my throat, but I heard that.
It sounded like a lady.
Yeah.
Saying like, uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Like that.
So this is John's room. It is the largest bedroom. This is his original bed, dresser, and side table. They're done with golden oak. And then the entire room, all the woodwork is done at bird's eye maple, which is a very rare and exotic wood. Very expensive even at that time and today. John's spirit is said to be here. It's not as strong as hers. Picture her as the really dominant kind of spirit. And he's wearing, or he's got his tail between his legs because he knows he did her wrong. So he may not be the most receptive to you guys being here, but you can still communicate with him.
Yeah.
This would have been his room. When Colonel Wilson and Helen moved into the home, this was their bedroom until
stayed in here?
1962.
Did they both sleep in this room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blossom slept in that room until 62. In 62, they opened it for tours, so everything changed. And pretty much the entire family moved into the back wing of the home, with those 3 bedrooms,
Yeah.
except for the next room. Colonel Wilson and Helen moved from here into there. But they wanted to be able to show this room off because it was so big and grand. So it was last lived in 62, and it's just been kind of showed for tours ever since.
Yeah, this is the room that I saw the baby in. So you walk into this door and there was like a crib here,
Oh, really?
and she would like sit over here and she was really happy because she had a baby, and then it like turned and she walked over here and everything was sad because she was mourning her baby.
Huh.
And I know what this room looked like before I walked into it.
Wow.
So I was like, oh no.
Well, she probably would have spent some time in this room.
Yeah.
It has beautiful views. And her room did too, honestly. There were no trees in the back of the castle. That was all a fenced in deer park. So, but that's crazy.
Yeah, this room is really weird.
So we're gonna go through a bathroom into a spare bedroom. Now we have our thought of as to who this originally belonged to, but we substantiate it. Are you coming to what I'm thinking?
What do you mean?
So we're not sure as to who exactly this room was designed for.
Oh.
So it does connect with his master bedroom.
There's like a cheeky lady in here.
But
Okay.
it wasn't Sarah's room, and it wasn't their child's room. So that
Very
door
much not Sarah.
leads all the mystery. Yeah.
Oh.
So again, it's all a rumor, but there may have been a mistress, maybe.
Got you.
It's bad. John is not a good person.
No, I don't really feel anything weird in this room.
Do you see the cheeky lady? Who's that?
Cheeky lady?
Cheeky?
As in like silly?
Different?
Is someone's stomach growling?
Like-
Did you hear something?
I heard
Oh, that wasn't you.
a buzz.
Yeah, Sarah has this very,
It's like either moving or something.
like, calm feminine energy. But this one, the lady that's in here, has more of a bubbly type of energy.
Does she have light brown hair?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I don't know.
I wonder if
Yeah, because I walked in here and he
Does
was
she have
like,
pink ribbons in her hair?
well, they wouldn't work.
I mean, I don't see her with pink ribbons in her hair. But maybe she can change the way she looks. But yeah, I walked in here and Andy was like, what do you guys think about this room? I was like, there's a cheeky lady in this room.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Colonel Wilson and Helen, opening the castle up for tours in 62, moved from there to here. So it has its carpet still. It's the last room to have a wall-to-wall carpet. And as the rooms were walked in over the years, we've taken them out. So we're doing some renovation right now to the floor and the ceiling, or I'm sorry, the walls and the ceiling of this room. So I'm hoping to have this done relatively soon. This is a very, very active room for evidence and investigations. We're not sure if it's exactly why, but it does contain the black dress. And the theory is that the spirit does walk around in something very similar to that. There has been photographs taken of her in something very similar to that. One of them is on the mantle here. You can see her. She would be standing in that doorway right over here. There's also a couple more pictures in the pink bedroom too, which you guys are welcome to kind of look at. I can send you these photos too,
Okay.
if you'd like, so you can include them after the fact.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be awesome.
So the last room, and then you guys have pretty much seen the entirety of the house, is what I would call the least active for investigations. However, somebody has gotten recently a shadow figure that peeked out from one of the doorways in here. So if I had to have slept here, this is the room that I would call the safest from ghostly
Oh, the
activity.
energy in this room is way different.
It was quiet in here.
It's very quiet.
So this was Elliot's bedroom, and Elliot was their surviving son. He has a very own bathroom beyond this door, which does not work anymore. And then there's a closet over here. What's of note with this room, despite it being quiet, is it has the built-in double mirror.
Oh.
So we had no idea about any of that it could open like a portal or that's not good.
It doesn't.
This has always been like this since
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in
1892.
here.
Yes.
So, that's pretty much
I have
it
another
for that.
question.
Yeah, I'll shoot away.
So you said Elliot comes in as a child. Is he like 10 or 11 when he's a child? He's like this big.
So he was 11 years old when his dad left and him and his mom moved out. And my thought is, despite the dynamics of him or his parents and their relationship, that Elliot had a really decent and loved his childhood here. And then in 1900, it was over with for him too. So maybe he just chooses to be here in that kind of age where he was very, very
possible.
happy.
Yeah, because I saw him standing next to you.
Really?
He's like this tall.
So we had an investigation a month ago, and Elliot was like attached to the investigator the entire night. It was insane. They had like the tripwire that would go and light up and stuff, and it was insane. Elliot would run down the tripwire, and you see all the lights lighting up, and then they'd go back to where they were just solid purple, and one at the end was just like blink blue. We use a lot of like the Maglite flashlight. If you guys have seen that, obviously, to communicate. It's something cheap. We have it here, right? I'm not joking you. We'll sit there for 45 minutes. Denise will talk with her mom. And then we were doing the candlelight tour last Thursday, and it's dark in here. We're in that room over here across, so we're just in the teal bedroom. There's a Maglite just sitting out on the dresser, and I see that it's starting to come on, right? And I'm like, okay, thank you. You know, if anyone's here, you know, can you make the light turn on? You can see that it was trying to. There's like 3 or 4 girls behind me, and there's a group of 6 people total. Their jaws are just on the floor. And then all of a sudden the flashlight turns on solid. And I'm like, all right, thank you.
Yeah, he was
like,
showing
if this
off.
is really you, I was like, can you turn it off in 3, 2, 1, please? Literally, as soon as it said that thing turns off, one of the girls screams her head off. And Denise is in her office. She goes, oh my God, is everything okay? I go, that's all it took.
Yeah, he's an 11-year-old boy. He was showing off for the ladies. So we are in Elliot's room. Elliot is Sarah's son. And we have a flashlight on this chair right here. And then there's a flashlight that I think is out of the screen. It's on another thing over here. And then there's a music box that is behind me. And then at some point we're gonna do the spirit box. So, is there someone here that wants to talk to us? Is there a little blonde boy that's here?
That was quick.
Yeah, I've been seeing this little blonde boy for so long. I don't know what Elliot looks like. You're not Elliot, right? You can turn that off for yes. Are you Elliot? She's like, you're asking questions too quickly, lady. Were you the one that was... Okay. I was gonna ask if he was the one that I saw on the tour. So then, are you Elliot? Yeah, there's a little boy. He's blonde. He's like a little bit lighter color of the hair than mine. And I feel like he's not Elliot. Because Liv thinks he has dark colored hair. Do they have pictures of Elliot? Do they know what Elliot looks like?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm asking this little boy if he knows. You can turn it off for yes if they have photos. You can turn it off if they don't have photos. So they don't know what Elliot looks like.
I keep seeing like trains.
Trains?
Yeah.
Do you like trains?
Yeah, I was about to ask if you liked trains.
He likes trains because the light went on.
Yeah. It came on when I said trains.
He likes you.
It's because I'm tall and look like a playground, isn't it? I'm like a giant jungle gym.
It's because you're quiet.
Oh.
He's like, I was a quiet kid and you were similar. Is that correct?
He's like, not really. Are you more outgoing?
Are you a Virgo?
Are you a Virgo? Yeah, because that's what I was getting, was Virgo energy, which is a mutable sign. Which is interesting. Mutable. However, Virgos don't like to shut up.
True.
They like to talk. Yeah, he likes you. That's why he's talking to you. He's telling you about his dreams.
Yeah, there's like a blue one, I think.
Yeah, what is he selling you?
I think he likes the train that, like, you can hear it in the distance. And he has toy trains too.
Were you a part of one of the other families that wasn't the Johnsons? Johnsons was the first one? Are you part of a different family that lived in this house? You can turn that on for yes. Were you a part of the Johnson family? Yes. Are you, what was the other boy's name? I'm staring at you. Are you the other boy that she was supposed to have? Or, sorry, I'm sorry. Are you the boy that died when you were very young? You can turn that off for yes. You can turn it off for no. If you are someone else, but you are still a Johnson. He doesn't know what to say. Oh,
Yeah, let's say he's confused.
I'm confused.
Did you come here because of Sarah?
Did you come here because you're... Can you turn that off for me, please?
I can't tell if it's stuck or if he just thinks it's fun.
He's stopping it for you. Is there someone else here? Are you playing the music box? It gets stuck a lot, sorry. What did you ask?
I asked if he came here because of Sarah. Did you ever actually live on this property? You can turn it off for now.
Did you live here? He lived here.
I feel like he lived here a really short time now.
Yep.
But he really liked it. He likes running down the hallways because it's long. And it echoes.
You're part of the Johnson family though, but you're not. Are you Sarah's son? Are you a son that they don't know about? Are you a son that the current owners don't know about? He's telling me they know. Interesting.
Yeah.
Did Sarah have 3 sons? Did Sarah have 2 sons? My battery's gonna die.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
I think he was about to answer my question before.
No. Give me a second. So you're not Elliot? Who are you? Do you guys know any of her sons?
No, but wasn't there supposedly a mistress or something? Was there anything with
Sarah's.
that?
He said he was Sarah's.
He said he was?
Mm-hmm.
No, I was only aware of the 2. But didn't, why was Olivia told earlier she was being lied to?
Being lied to? I see this little boy. What is that? Who is lying to you? Are you... There's 2 of them here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because when you started asking that question, that boy with dark hair, are you Elliot? Or are you, what is it? I don't remember his name, because he said it once. Are one of you Elliot? Yes.
Yes.
That's the dark haired one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That one's Elliot. The blonde one that we're talking to is her 3rd son. Are you the 3rd son? Yes.
Yes.
And
Okay.
the owners know.
I
Interesting.
know there's a 3rd son. Yeah.
I'm gonna move this a little bit.
Oh,
That is
come on.
crazy.
Oh.
Someone is lying to us.
Okay.
Was there something to do with that? Because that was the warning at the beginning from Liv's mom.
Yeah,
Do-
right?
Yeah.
Are you the oldest son? Yes. That makes so much sense.
So older than Elliot.
Yes.
Are they not able to confirm there was a 3rd son? No. So why wouldn't they say anything about it?
Did they think it was a lie? Yeah. So this is more complex than that.
Trying.
You're like, you're getting warmer.
Was one of the servants mean to you?
Who?
They were mean to Elliot. Did they not like when you ran down the stairs? Or in the hallways? Yeah. It was too noisy.
Are you Jonathan? I've never got a name before. Sorry.
I know.
Because he's like, I'm a junior. Ugh, I can't believe I got a name. There's 2 names I've gotten in my life. Yes!
Yeah. Thank you.
Makes sense of why I was seeing you then. Because when Liv was like, oh yeah, is Elliot have dark hair? And I was like, oh no. Oh no, I told that man something wrong. Because he didn't describe what he looked like, so I just thought it was the little boy in the room. No?
Wrong little boy.
Yeah. That's interesting. Will you tell me if Russell's
Round
medium?
it.
I won't tell him.
Do it.
Is Russell medium? Then I can't tell you that either.
Is he supposed to find out?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now,
Makes sense.
stay.
Do you like Russell? Are you talking to Russell? Are you talking to him in a visual way?
Good life.
Does Russell get synesthesia? We're just gonna talk shit about Russell while he's
Does he talk too much?
It's gonna win the World Series.
Russell knows things, huh? For cognizance?
Can you feel it?
Or does he just hear things? Feel things?
Pull up.
Okay, we don't want to just give you all of them.
Frog.
I can't say this. He can't talk about him behind his back. No, it's in front of his face.
He's in the room.
Is there a little girl in the castle? That's not your mom showing you herself as a
King.
little girl? Okay.
My knees.
Is she a Johnson?
$14.
Are you 14? Are you 11 or 10?
In the middle.
In the middle. Are you 12? Sorry. Yeah, 12. Oh my god, that's so weird. The way that works.
There's someone outside.
There's someone outside? Or is someone outside? Why are they out there?
There.
Yeah, I know there. I can
You-
see them. Can you tell them to come in? It's freaking me out, please.
Rent.
Are they a Johnson? No.
Is that who I heard walking a minute ago? Or shuffling around?
Is that the boy that was hanging out when we were in the other room? And
There's
we
a
were
reason. Oh.
Yes. Yeah, because he looks the same. He has brown hair. He's taller than Jonathan, and he's just always in the
You're
hallway.
up after this.
Is he not allowed in the rooms? No. Why do the ghost investigators make him talk to them?
That's not effective.
Oh, when other things aren't effective, they try to talk to the children.
Stay.
Yes.
I'm hurt. Your love.
But that they want things to be scary. Hey Elliot, can you make that thing go off?
Unknown.
Unknown. Same. I don't know how that thing works. It's really weird. Every time it goes off, it blows my mind. It's like it takes a lot of energy. It's not a lot of energy in this room. Makes sense. Makes sense. Are there a lot of children that are in the hallway, or just the guy with the brown hair? They're telling me that he's just the one in
The
charge.
best one on your television.
The best one on your team. Or they're like telling me things.
Crazy, don't I know?
They're saying crazy to me because I'm like, why are you little boys if you live
Tempting.
to be like an older man, right? And they're like, because we were little boys when we lived in this house. So it's not that we aren't those older souls. That's the memory that's here. So that's who we were when we were here.
Makes sense.
Yep. Which is interesting.
The next level.
The next life.
interesting. I find it cool.
Brought to you by Parker's.
Is there someone named Parker? Is that the girl? Is that the boy that's out there?
Right? I'm sorry.
Can you turn that light
Girl,
off?
you know.
That boy's name is Parker? Is he close to Parker?
In it?
No.
Continued.
Where should we do the live stream at 3 a.m.? Should we do it on Sarah's?
It's like this weird violin music that keeps playing.
Should we do it in Sarah's room?
I guess.
It scared the kids at night.
It scared the kids at night. In Sarah's room?
Yes, younger.
So if we do it in Sarah's room at 3 a.m., it's gonna scare.
Who's mad? I don't know.
Is Matt the one that's out there?
Is Matt one of the
Come on.
investigators?
Oh, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. That's what Olivia said. His name was Matthew, remember?
Was it?
I know.
In one ear, out the other.
Good lovin'.
Yeah, exactly. The one band. Yeah, wow. I can't believe Matthew came up.
Loser.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm dumb.
So what do you guys think?
Did you have fun on our excursion to the Wilson Castle?
Our spoopy adventure, our Halloween special, hopefully.
Special. The
Special.
only thing special about this is us.
The word tours.
What? Tours.
Where?
We hope you liked it. We want to thank the owners of the Wilson Castle, Denise, Andy, and Laura, for hosting us as literal guests, sleeping in their house last night with the souls of so many wonderful lads and lassies.
Yeah, it was so much cuter than I could ever imagine.
Yeah, and we're glad that the fires didn't go out. Don't let the fire go out, Em!
Because of the souls that definitely know how to do it better than us.
100%. That was not us, nor our Boy Scout mentality. But thanks to also our ghost investigating team. We still don't have a name, so we need that.
That we might be tooting on right now.
And by we, she means me.
Yeah.
But we got Jolene, Brussel Sprout, and
And
Anthony needs a cool nickname. Put that in the comments below. We're the Cowardly Lions, so it's got to be something along that line.
also put ghost hunting team names down there as well. And if you like this type of content,
Spoopy poopies.
no. And if you like this content, make sure to subscribe with that notification bell.
And we'll see you in the next
In the
one.
next one.
You guys ready? Say it. 1, 2, 3. We
We
are your Meta PsycKicks.
Oh god.
Balls off.
Balls off.
They had peacocks in here.
Makes sense.
And apparently golden eagles.